Hi, everybody. This is lesson 1A, is what I'm going to call it, because this is the singing half of the week instead of the theory half of the week. So we're going to do some warm-ups, and then we're going to sing a song. And I'm going to teach you a little thing to do in the song, and I hope it's fun. And I hope you maybe invite your family to join you. Maybe your kids would like to sing along when we get to that point. And maybe they'd even like to warm up. I don't know. But the first thing you should do, of course, is to stretch and to get your body warmed up and ready to sing. I'm not going to stand up right now because the camera wouldn't be facing me, so I'm just going to stay where I am. But I want you to stretch and I want you to breathe. So let's talk about breathing a little bit. Even sitting down, you can breathe really well. So I'm sitting up very straight from the bench that I'm on, and I'm going to take a deep breath way down to my belly. Way down to the bench, really, if I'm thinking about the bench as my sort of table, I'm breathing down to the table. That's the bench I'm sitting on, and I'm going to breathe all the way to there so I can feel it. Okay, so I'm going to take a deep breath through my nose. I'm going to blow it out through my mouth. So please join me. Again, in and out. Be sure that the air goes down, in and out. So you don't feel it in your shoulders, you don't feel it in your throat, you don't feel it in your jaw, you just feel it way down at the bottom of your body, whether that's sitting or standing. Take another breath. Hold it for a minute so you feel the strength in your abdomen, and then blow it out. Try it again. It's been a while. Another deep breath. And blow hard. Great. That's the kind of breathing you need to do anyway, whether you're singing or not. That's the best breathing there is. The more time you can spend doing that, the better you'll feel, the better you'll sleep, the better your body will stay healthy. And that is, after all, what we're trying to do now, is stay healthy. So if we can't sing together, we're going to have to sing apart. So let's just do some warming up of our vocal cords now. All I want you to do is to get these cords, these are muscles in your throat, I want you to get them vibrating. So very gently, and keep it nice and low. If you're a man, you're going to pick that one. If you're a woman, you're probably going to pick that one. Nice and low in your voice, and we're just going to hum. Take one of those good breaths in between. Good deep breath. Now we're still going to hum, but we're going to go like that. Change to just one more of those. Generally, when you are warming up, you want to warm up from a higher note down to a lower note. You want to start up here and warm up down to there. So generally, ooh is a better motion for your voice than ooh. So start higher. Ooh. Now just pick any note at all, any pitch, as high or low as you feel comfortable, and sing on ooh and just slide down to a nice low note and take your time and do it frequently. Ooh. Ooh. Now you know why these are called sirens. Ooh. Anything to warm it up. I'm pushing a little hard, and the reason I'm doing that is because the audio on the camera on my computer doesn't seem to pick up as well as I might like. So I'm pushing a little harder than I ought to, which is going to make me cough. Please don't do that. Take it easy, take it gentle, take it quiet. There's no reason for you to push. Nobody's listening to you except you. This isn't about judging. This isn't about being beautiful. This is just about getting that instrument warmed up and functioning. Kind of like when you go on a vacation or you're living at home, maybe even now when you're living at home a lot, your car isn't getting used very much. You might want to go out and warm it up sometimes. Turn on the engine, rev it up, maybe drive it around the block just to keep the juices flowing. That's kind of what we're doing with our voice. We're revving it up and taking it around the block. Okay? So let me do this. I'll start here. Ooh, 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 ooh. So it's moving the lips. Ooh, 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 ooh. You just want to get a lot of motion there because unless you're doing a lot of talking, you might not be using these very much either. So let's use them. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. A little higher. I bet your pets have come to see the back you're doing. Let's try that. Sliding up and down. One more. Okay. Now let's do something that involves an NG, which is kind of like a hum. It's this feeling of stopping up the back of your throat and getting the sound to just resonate inside your face, kind of bounce around inside these bones and these bones. Hum, hum, sung, young. Any word that has an NG at the end of it is a great way to warm up your resonating spaces. So let's do that by going hum, ah. So it's hum, ah. Hum, ah. And drop that jaw when you get to ah. Hum, ah. Hum, ah. Hum, ah. Two more. I don't think if you've been on vocal rest, singing rest for several weeks, as I have, that you ought to push it too far today. If this is your first time warming it up, don't go too far, don't go too high, don't go too low, don't go too long, and don't go too loud. Just keep everything into a nice, easy kind of sotto voce, which means half voice um, place where you can just use it gently, quietly, without pushing like I'm doing, and see how gentle you can make this warm up. It's a really good idea to not take it to extremes unless you are using it on a regular basis. Some of you might be, which is great. But if this is your first time singing, and that's my first time doing any warm-ups for ages, so I can feel that I've done enough for my own voice, so I'm going to stop. But I am going to sing a song. Now, there is a series of 2 books, and they were edited by Pete Seeger, who you must know is a hero of mine. And Pete Seeger believes that everybody in the world should sing all the time, every day, alone or with each other. It's really important. And he believes that there is a whole body of songs that all people, at least all Americans, should know. And in his generation and my generation and my parents' generation, everybody did know all these songs. Everybody did. You learned them in school, you learned them in church, you learned them from your parents and your grandparents, you learned them from your neighbors, you learned them at country dances on Saturday night, you learned them wherever you were. People sang while they worked, they sang while they worshiped, they sang in school, and they learned these songs. It's a body of work that everybody ought to know, and that unfortunately a lot of people who are younger than I am are not being taught these songs anymore and don't have them in their working vocabulary, song vocabulary. So I can remember teaching school, high school. This was in the 1980s, and I said to somebody, I made some reference to Auld Lang Syne. This was to the kids, and there were a lot of blank stares looking at me, and I said, Auld Lang Syne, should old acquaintance be forgot? Still, no recognition. I was like, do you know Auld Lang Syne? And there was maybe 2 kids in the whole class of 30 that knew the song. I was absolutely shocked that they didn't know Auld Lang Syne. It's the kind of thing I mean, that somehow we've dropped teaching the sort of classic literature, if you want to call it literature, the classic songs that so many generations have sung. Also, so my goal, of course, is to teach you some of these songs in case you don't know them, because I just think you should not be allowed to die until you've learned all of these songs. Pete Seeger collected about 100 of them, and I own the books that he put together, and I'm going to use them for this class. Partly because I'm not too interested in teaching you 4-part harmony in complex classical anthems when we can't get together and do them beautifully in the same room. We will, I promise, but not yet. So I want you to learn some songs, and many of them you will know, and then they'll just be fun for you because you'll be singing a song you know. And if you don't know it, well, learn it, because you should know these songs. Also, I need to be sensitive to copyright. Anything that I do on this cannot be under copyright, or YouTube will just kick it right off. And they're keeping track, they really are. So I've chosen some songs that I'm sure we can do together. And the first one I'm going to teach you is This Little Light of Mine, which is a Negro spiritual, an African-American spiritual, and goes back probably 300 or 400 years. And if you don't know This Little Light of Mine, I just feel really sad about that. And so let's have you learn that. And I need some help to do this well, so I'm going to call in the cavalry. Stu Armstrong, come and join us, please. Okay, there's Stu Armstrong. I'll be right back.
Good morning, everybody.
Look at the little light, Stu. Okay. There, you can see us both, right? I'm going to turn this like that. There. So we're going to sing This Little Light of Mine. I'm going to sing it through, and Stu's going to play it on the piano so I don't have to mess that up. And if you know it, please sing with me. And if you don't know it, it's high time you learned it. So pay attention and learn it, okay? So here's This Little Light of Mine. Go. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let's do it again. Go. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Okay, now I'm going to teach you another part. And what you have to sing is the days of the week. You're going to go like this. And pay attention to when it changes. You're going to sing, on Monday, don't play, we're going to be just fine. On Tuesday, 3. On Wednesday, here's where it changes. On Thursday, and then it goes back. On Friday, on Saturday, on Sunday, and then we sing it together. To let my little light shine. Okay, that's your part. You sing the days of the week. I'll fill in the rest, and you're learning all the time you're listening. Okay, here we go. On Monday, 1, 2, 3. On Monday, gave me the gift of love. Tuesday, peace came from above. On Wednesday, told me to have more faith. On Thursday, gave me a little more grace. On Friday, sat me down to pray. On Saturday, told me what to say. On Sunday, gave me the power divine to let my little light shine. Chorus. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let's do the days of the week again. On Monday, gave me the gift of love. On Tuesday, peace came from above. On Wednesday, told me to have a little faith, have more faith, sorry. On Thursday, gave me a little more grace. On Friday, sat me down to pray. On Saturday, told me what to say. On Sunday, gave me the power divine to let my little light shine. If you can sing with the whole thing, great. If you play this video enough, you should have it. Here we go, starting with on Monday. 1, 2, 3. On Monday, gave me the gift of love. On Tuesday, peace came from above. On Wednesday, told me to have more faith. Thursday, gave me a little more grace. On Friday, sat me down to pray. Saturday, told me what to say. Sunday, gave me the power divine to let my little light shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. One more time. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Great, I know you did well, and it doesn't matter if it was beautiful. Anyway, it was just fun, right? And if you don't know that song, by all means, by the next time I see you, you better say, I know that song now, because I've listened to it so many times, and I've been singing along, and everybody should be able to do that. The other thing that you should feel comfortable doing is harmonizing. So if you hear some sort of other little harmony that you think would be great, you should try it out. Just play it over and over and see what you think, and just try it, because there's nobody there to judge you. There's no way you can get it wrong. So just try, right? Right, Stu?
Right.
Right. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I hope I check in with you in another couple of days. Have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.